Hafa day, everyone, and welcome to the Guam Community College edition of A Higher Degree. I'm Jane Flores, Assistant Director of Communications and Promotions at GCC. And although we are starting a new school year in just a few days at GCC, and I hope everyone is registered for that wants to, we are going to talk about something that we finished up in July today, which is our Keep Your Guard Up program. This is a very important program that GCC developed in conjunction with the Guam Chamber of Commerce, the Guam Army National Guard, and some business employers on Guam, because we had about 600 men and women who deployed to Afghanistan last year, and when they came back to Guam in January, close to 250 of them came back without jobs. And so we developed a program. It was a 9-week program to develop some skills in 8 content areas. And we had these guardsmen and women that enrolled in the program, and it went from February through the end of May. And they just graduated on July 8th with several credentials that could help them get into the workforce. And we have 2 of those gentlemen with us today. I'm happy to introduce you all to Sergeant Timothy Chargaloff, which is to my right, and your left, I think, and then Specialist Frankie Fernandez, who is also with the Guard. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you, I just want to say thank you for your service, too, to our country. So you have been in the Guard how long now?
I've been in the Guard for going on 8 years.
Going on 8 years, and
I'll
Frankie?
be going on 7 years.
7 years, okay, yeah, 8 years, that make Sergeant, okay,
yes.
Yeah, 7 years. So you have been, and you got into the Guard, right? Both of you right out of high school?
Yes, right in my senior year of high school, I got into the Guard.
Got into the Guard, and Frankie, you too?
Yes.
Now, what made you? You're both from Kygu. You both went to Sanchez, right?
Yes.
Okay, Simon Sanchez, way to go! Pro Start National Champions 2 years in a row. Got to get that plug in there. And what made you want to get into the Guard right out of high school? Was it because you didn't want to go to college? You didn't know what you wanted to do? What was Tim?
Well, my dad has been he's still in the Guard. He's retiring soon. He had a big influence in my decision to join the Guard.
Okay. Yeah, Frankie, what about you?
I come from a family of military men, so I was also part of the JROTC program in high school, so that played a big influence in my decision to join.
Wow, and that is what we see with so many of our young men and women who join, is that family allegiance to serving your country, which is awesome.
Yes.
Which is awesome. So, and then when you were in the Guard, I know you, Tim, said you have been deployed once.
Yes, this was my first deployment.
And Frankie, you were deployed twice,
yes.
Afghanistan, and then where else?
And to the southern Philippines.
Southern Philippines,
yes.
Okay. Now, in the Afghanistan deployment, that must have been an interesting deployment.
Yes.
You were there. When did you get there?
We got there in April.
April, and then you left in
December, yes.
Right. So it was cold.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How cold? You're in the mountains there. How cold is it? Just for those of us who don't, have never been to that part of the world.
Well, I was excited to see snow. I wanted to see the snow, but then once I saw it, that was it. That was the last time I wanted to see the snow.
Okay. It's like, okay, I've seen the snow. I want to go back to the warmth now. Yeah. What about you, Frankie?
It got pretty cold. The only warm that it would get during the wintertime is during the afternoon, and that's just for a couple hours. But it was pretty interesting.
Now, do they give you gear to wear, like a special Under Armours?
Yes,
and
they give us our cold weather gear.
Yeah. Do they have boot warmers?
Didn't really use it.
Yeah.
Really? That would be my thing, is cold feet. That would be really hard to deal with. Well, what did you guys do over there? What was your job as a sergeant?
I was a team leader out there. We just did personal security for higher personnel.
So you had to basically be a guard.
Yes.
And watch out for insurgents and things like that. Frankie, what about you?
I did the same.
Same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, did you have to do convoy kind of things?
Yes.
Things like that. That must have been kind of scary.
Yes, you don't know what to expect when you're out there, so you don't take things too lightly.
Were you in any danger at any time with, well, obviously, just being over there is being in danger,
Right.
but did you guys experience any roadside bombings or anything?
No.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Well, we're glad to have you back safe and sound. Now, while you were there, Colonel Crisostomo and came to GCC and came to the governor and the Chamber of Commerce, and he said, hey, we have a lot of these men and women coming back who have, been deployed like Tim and Frank since high school, who don't have any work experience, and so what are we going to do with them when they get back here and they're finished with their Guard deployment? And so we developed these programs. When you heard about these programs, because I know that they gave you a survey over there,
Yes.
what did you think of them?
First I thought, wow, 90 days, that's better than doing the actual amount of time to get a certification.
Right, the whole semester
Yes.
or whatever, yeah. So was there a lot of interest, do you think, for the programs? I know that we had a lot of people sign up, more than half.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you think it was going to be a good deal, or?
Well, this was the first time this kind of program was attempted anywhere nationwide. So it's an honor actually to be part of that program. And when we heard about it back there, we jumped on it because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we can get a
Right.
skill set to help us with
To
our-
get you going, right,
Yes.
to get you going. And we are going to talk, I think we need to take a break in just a few minutes, but we're going to talk a little bit about what you chose supervision and management,
Yes.
right? And Frankie, you chose automotive.
Yes.
Now, were those because you supervise, obviously,
Yes.
so that for you, but for you, automotive is cars something you worked on your life or just wanted to pursue?
It's something I wanted to pursue. It's a really great skill, and everyone drives, so
This is very true. Everyone drives, everyone wants their car to work.
Yes.
They make cars that, don't really last a whole lot of time now without having to have some repairs, so it's very lucrative. Yes, we have that. Our automotive program is one of our big ones at GCC. But so you decided to get into these programs, and when you got back, you started out in the program. What did you think of it? I mean, was it pretty condensed? Did they do a lot of work in those 9 weeks?
With us, yeah, everything was pretty smooth. We were just hitting each chapter like day by day, and from there we had guest speakers come in and learn their experiences of what it is to be in the management position.
Frankie, what about you with automotive? Did they actually have you get your hands on to some stuff?
Oh yes. I think we were there the longest. We were there from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5.
Ah,
So they're pretty much trying to squeeze in a 2-year program into 90 days,
90
which is pretty
days, yeah.
intense. But it was a good experience.
but the instructors, they were helpful and everything.
Yes, they were very helpful and very knowledgeable.
Well, one of the things that I know about our automotive program is that we have instructors who are actually automotive, master mechanics that have worked in these shops around the island, so they know, and they, and it's pretty obvious that they know too. So it's good that they got you in. Plus, do you have any kind of well, we'll talk about that in just a minute, but we'll talk about job prospects and what you feel like the program did for you and other men and women in the Guard. But we're going to take a really quick break right now, and we'll be right back with Sergeant Tim Chargaloff and Specialist Frankie Fernandez talking about the Keep Your Guard Up program right after this. Stay with us.
Burn up the bandwidth. Guam's hottest talk comes to your smartphone with News Talk K57's streaming apps. The latest in news, weather, and talk in the palm of your hand. Plus, exclusive features let you talk back to us via email. Visit our webpage and see breaking news on PNC's Twitter page. Smartphone users can now download the free app, which will stream all day, every day, and anywhere. Look in your platform's app store for K57 and download it today.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. You gotta like that.
What's not to like?
Like.
I like that.
Ooh, I like.
Oh, I definitely like that.
That too. I like that one.
I like it. Like, that's weird.
I like this. Yeah.
There's a whole lot of liking going on. That's right, we're too cool not to like. Like us on Facebook today. What do you like?
I like it.
I liked that yesterday.
Power 98 is streaming online. Log on to power98.com for a live stream of Guam's official party station, or you can catch us in your Android or Apple devices absolutely free in your App Store or Android Marketplace. Power 98. Download this.
And welcome back to the GCC edition of A Higher Degree. Jane Flores here with Sergeant Tim Chargaloff, Specialist Frankie Fernandez, two of the graduates of the GCC Keep Your Guard Up program, two of one of, I think it was 152 of you. We started out with about 164 people, and for various reasons there were several people who had to discontinue the program. However, we had a majority of them finish it, and you got, now when you graduated, or when you completed the program, you completed with some sort of certifications, right? You had certificates of completion. Did you both get your National Career Readiness certificates?
Mine's coming up in the next few weeks.
Okay.
Yes, the same. Have a couple more tests to take for the national certification.
Okay. And then in automotive, did you get another certification too?
The main certification on the automotive industry is the ASE, and that's what we're in the process of doing right now.
Okay.
Some of my colleagues, they taken the certification already, and it was a success.
Now, let me ask you this: what were some of the assignments that you had to do in the program? You know, because it was a pretty condensed program, and so you had to have you know, like you said, you were there 8 to 5. You were there probably a little bit less, but you had a lot of homework, and you both have families. How did that go?
A lot of the homework dealt with the practical exercises, with going out to restaurants and just observing the management there, and just really seeing how their ethics and their techniques in management is. My family was very supportive with this program that we had.
And it was so you said to your wife, "Gee, we have to go to a restaurant and eat tonight and watch the management." So yeah, okay, I would go along with that too. Yeah. Frankie, what about you? What were some of the assignments that they made you do?
We actually had a lot of hands-on. So a lot of our customers, I would say, were our fellow guardsmen in the other programs. So whenever they ran into a problem, we were there to work on their vehicles as well as get our hands-on training with that.
That's pretty handy. Free mechanic services.
Oh yes.
Okay. That's good. Now, as far as your families and the support, they were supportive of this because they know that there's a really good ending to this, right? You are going to finish you're almost finished with your...
Yeah, I'm almost finished with my bachelor's in English, but the supervision and management, you know, that has a lot of skills that I can use in almost anywhere.
Right. So now you're going to get your bachelor's degree at UOG?
No, with the University of Maryland.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
And then are you going to continue with the Associate of Science in Supervision and Management?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so you'll have two. You'll actually have two.
Yes, I'll have two
credentials.
under my belt. Yeah.
Wonderful. And Frankie, what about you?
I plan on continuing on the automotive industry as well. Maybe further opportunities like the Universal Technical Institute, and maybe in the mainland. That'll be a good opportunity to get my certificate of mastery.
Awesome, awesome. Because both of you, like I said, you know, you're both family men. You're married with a baby on the way, and you have a wife and 2 young children, right? So when you know, when you join the Guard, and you know that the Guard, you know, for some people like your dad, the Guard is a lifelong career, and then you retire, and then maybe you do something else. When did you guys realize that maybe this was not going to be a lifelong thing for you, or that they said, hey, this is going to end sometime, and then, you know, that feeling is, what am I going to do, right? So when did they tell you that?
Yeah.
I mean, did they tell you you're going to go on in the Guard, or you can go on, or did they say you're not going to be deployed anymore? Or?
No, they didn't. They didn't say we won't be deployed anymore, or.
But you're not full time, right? You guys.
No, we're just temporary.
Okay, just temporary. So you knew you weren't going to be full time.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you knew that there had to be something else.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so this was the opportunity, because that's one thing that we see is that sometimes a lot of men and women go, well, I want to work full time for the Guard, but there are only certain amount of jobs there, right? And they tell you that right up front, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're deployed, because that deployment, you get a lot of benefits from the deployment,
yes,
correct?
When we come back. Yeah.
Right. And so do they also give you like financial advice about what to do with your money and stuff like that?
Yes, they give us a class after our out processing part. They give us a class on how to budget our finances.
Is that helpful?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially, I would think, for the family guys, more so than the single guys, right? Or the single men and women, right? So what else can you tell me about the program itself? How was it helpful for you as far as giving you confidence, a little bit more skill confidence?
Yes, I can see a change in my leadership a little bit from what I've learned from the supervision and management.
Now, you were telling me a little bit earlier during the break, you had some guest speakers. Like, can you tell me a couple of them that came from businesses?
Well, we had from Outrigger, we had Payless guest speakers come in, and they came in like a couple of times also.
To tell you how to run a business. This
Yes.
is, yeah. And of course, Frankie, for you with the automotive, I'm sure you had people from the various car dealerships, their repair shops, right?
Yes.
That came in.
A good shop that I was actually really interested in our guys was Cars Plus. And then we also have some that are actually employed now with the dealerships such as AutoSpot, Toyota, Nissan, and as well as Cars Plus. So for them to get a job at those dealerships, I think that the program came out as a success. So.
What about for the two of you? Now, I know you have to finish school, but job prospects, were there any job prospects that you gained from this program?
Yes, I went through the job fair that they had recently for the Keep Your Guard Up program, and I got a couple calls and from different places. I took up the Guard because when they offered a job to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you are going to finish your automotive, and now you're both working for the Guard right now,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Okay. But then once that is over, you're going to be
Yes.
okay. You're going to be getting different jobs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, gentlemen, let's take one more final break, and then we'll come back and just talk a little bit of, like what the Guard was like and things like that, okay? We will be right back with Sergeant Tim Chargaloff and Specialist Frankie Fernandez talking about Keep Your Guard Up right after this, so stay with us.
Help make a difference in our community and join the fight against crime. Tune in to PNC News every Wednesday night at 6 on ABC 7 and on Fox 6 at 7 p.m. for the Guam Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. Each week, the Guam Police Department will highlight an unsolved crime, hoping you may have information relating to the case. Join Crime Stoppers Coordinator Officer Paul Tapao every Wednesday night on PNC News for the Guam Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week.
Burn up the bandwidth. Guam's hottest talk comes to your smartphone with News Talk K57's streaming apps. The latest in news, weather, and talk in the palm of your hand. Plus, exclusive features let you talk back to us via email. Visit our webpage and see breaking news on PNC's Twitter page. Smartphone users can now download the free app, which will stream all day, every day, and anywhere. Look in your platform's app store for K57 and download it today.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. You gotta like that.
What's not to like?
Like. I like that.
Ooh, I like.
Oh, I definitely like that.
That too. I like that one.
I like it. Like that's weird.
I like this. Yeah.
There's a whole lot of liking going on. That's right, we're too cool not to like. Like us on Facebook today. What do you like?
I like it.
I liked that yesterday.
Hafaday, I'm Jane, and we're back on the GCC edition of A Higher Degree with Sergeant Tim Chargaloff and Sergeant Frankie Fernandez. Both of them graduates are completers in our Keep Your Guard Up program. Sergeant Chargaloff in Supervision Management and Specialist Fernandez in the automotive, going to finish their education and get careers in there while they are also employed with the Guard. And gentlemen, I'm so excited that you went through the program and that you've got this, educational foundation and that you're both continuing on. You had experiences in Afghanistan that, in the grand scheme of things, most of the people on this island and in our country don't have. What were some of your most memorable experiences going into a country, a culture totally different, environment totally different than your own, and what were some of the most memorable things that happened to you over there?
For me, it was just looking around and seeing, being more appreciative of what we have here on Guam, because out there it's sad the way they live, and kids running around asking for water when we're driving around through our convoys.
Just asking for water?
Yes.
Now, was this during the winter, during the summer?
Any time of the year that we were out there, they were always, giving us a signal for water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys hand water out?
At times we threw out water to them.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's, most people want, you would think most kids want like candy and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but these kids wanted water.
Just water. Yeah.
Wow. So drinking water, is scarce there?
Yes, clean water at least, because a lot of the rivers out there, if they do have, it's polluted with all kinds of trash. Everywhere you go through on the streets, there's trash everywhere.
Wow. So not a lot of sanitation.
Yeah. Their living conditions out there is pretty sad.
Wow. Frankie, what about you? What's one of the most memorable things that you saw in Afghanistan?
We actually did this one operation. We called it Operation Drop Off, which was like our little Christmas. So what we did is we drove to a village that's populated with a lot of kids, and we actually took some of our care packages from home and shared it with the young kids there. So that was one of the most memorable experiences there.
What are some of the things that they wanted, aside from what Sergeant Chargaloff said, water? What are some of the things that they were most amazed about that you brought from Guam?
Just the fact that we brought Guam to Afghanistan. They never seen a Finadeni rice crackers in their life, so that must have been a...
Were they just tasting it really gingerly and thinking, what is this? Did you have candy?
We had a bunch of candy, a lot of snacks, to even blankets, something to prepare them for the winter season as well.
Now, we're saying that their living conditions are pretty poor. During the winter when it was cold, did they have enough? Did you see people with coats and boots and things like that, or what were they wearing?
They had gloves, scarves that they were wearing to keep them warm. Our church community out in Kabul, they put together. They had organizations donating cold weather gear, so that way they can pass it out to the orphanage out there in Afghanistan.
I'm assuming that you guys stayed in heated tents or heated facilities, barracks. How did they heat their homes?
I'm not too sure.
Fire, wood?
Yeah, probably wood. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Because they live in wood, stone,
mud homes.
Mud. Yes. Yeah. So they build their homes out of mud. Wow. Very interesting. What you know, you said, you know, being more appreciative. What were some of the things that you took away from this experience? What do you think made you grow as a person?
Just that was being more appreciative of what you have, and the support that we got while we were out there from the whole island was it was a good experience. Receiving care packages from different companies and with thank you notes in them was a great experience.
Oh wow! Who are some of those companies? Say, you can say thanks to them.
GVB, Guam Visitors Bureau, the Office of the Governor, are a couple of them. Like Uno
Guam.
Magazine, yeah.
Frankie, what about you? What did you take away most from your experience?
I would say it would be as well as taking life for granted. We tend to take a lot of things for granted here on this island. And one of the main things that I took away with is seeing the children. That's the one that really affected me.
Because you have you have two little kids. How old are your children?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. So you saw kids your own kids' age. Yeah, and I'll probably obviously not having anything near what your kids have.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. What were you most appreciative of when you came back home? What was like the first thing you wanted to eat, the first thing you wanted to do? Where did you want to go?
The first thing for me was the food. I wanted food and you know, a nice cold drink, Jack and Coke.
Okay. Because could you guys drink over there?
No.
No alcohol at all?
Not at all.
Wow. So not even on R&R?
We didn't get
You didn't get R&R. Okay. All right. Well, you were there to work, and that's what you did. What about you, Frankie? What was the first thing you brought?
Oh, definitely the food.
The food.
Yeah.
Now, didn't they send like rice and Spam and things like that there, and you kind of made your own fiesta kind of thing?
Yes.
Yes.
But you know, it's not the same with like fresh meat or chicken Kygu. You know, we can't have that out there.
Oh, so you guys were not allowed to make, or you couldn't make Kygu? Well, yeah, because you know.
Yeah, for sanitary purposes, you don't want to buy like stuff off the street.
Right, and they obviously can't go to the store and get a roasted chicken, right? Yeah. So it was just whatever they made in the mess hall.
Or make do with what we had.
Right. Did you have any doni over there?
Yes, our family would send like a doni de Nancy out.
Ah, okay. So that was one of the coveted things, right?
Oh yes.
Did you share that with the Afghanis?
Yeah, we made them try it, and it was too hot for them.
It was too hot for them. Okay. All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your experiences and your experiences of the Keep Your Guard Up program. Good luck to you. Good luck with your degree and in English and your supervision management and your automotive experience. And I think we have one more employer match coming up too for this, for those of the guardsmen and women who are not employed yet that have gone through this program. We have one more employer match coming up with GCC, and that will be on our website. We'll let you know about that. Again, thank you for being in the program, and is there anything else you want to say about the program? Or
this program was good for its first time. I'm pretty sure if there's another program coming up, it'll be better.
For the first time, yes, it is. And we actually had a lot of people that called us up and said, hey, how did you do this? So that, you know, that was a good thing. So thank you so much. Good luck to you. Thank you for your service to our country. And once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. I want to thank Sergeant Tim Chargaloff, Sergeant Frankie Fernandez, and I'm just going to do a real quick thank you, gentlemen. I'm just going to go back on camera to Eric and do a really quick plug for GCC's enrollment. Fall semester starts August 13th. www.guamcc.edu if you want to register for classes. You still have a few days. Registration ends August 12th at 5 p.m. So please go online and register or visit us at the college. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on A Higher Degree.